microphones on, we'll get started. Hi everyone, and welcome to our breakout session on how Grab innovates with AWS Generative AI and secure data collaboration. I'm Shiloh Matthias, Principal Business Development Manager for AWS's Customer Data Apps. I'm joined today by Sneh Agarwal, Head of Data Architecture and EDW at Grab, as well as Adam Solomon, Head of Global Business Development for AWS's Customer Data Apps. I'll kick off our session today with some background on AWS's long-standing relationship with advertising and marketing customers, focusing on a specific new customer persona that's emerging, commerce media networks. Next, I'll review some of the common challenges customers in this industry face when personalizing customer experiences while also keeping up with technology advancements. Then I'll pass it to Adam to walk through how AWS addresses these challenges with AWS infrastructure and purpose-built services. We will then hear from Sneh at Grab, Southeast Asia's leading super app offering ride-hailing, deliveries, and mobile payments to its millions of customers. Sneh will talk about Grab's 12-year relationship with AWS and how they are innovating with AWS Generative AI and secure data collaboration. Last, I'll do a quick wrap-up and then send you on your way to enjoy more of reInvent or these neighboring sessions. AWS has been supporting advertising and marketing customers for over 17 years as the most secure cloud computing environment, offering the broadest choice and flexibility with purpose-built services, solutions, and over 150 industry-focused partners to help accelerate advertising and marketing innovation. Some of the customer personas within this industry are brand marketers, agencies, ad tech and martech companies, as well as media companies. Over the last few years, we have seen a new customer persona emerge in this industry, which is a combination of a brand selling goods to its customers and a media owner, creating content for their audience while monetizing the spaces surrounding that content with personalized advertising. Enter commerce media networks. A commerce media network is a company selling products and services that uses transactional data to create more relevant experiences for its customer base through advertising. According to eMarketer, there are over 200 commerce media networks around today that'll see an estimated $130 billion in ad spend by the year 2028, representing about 28% of total ad spend that year. Commerce media networks can include retailers, financial services companies, travel and hospitality companies. Although retail media networks have been around for over a decade, our friends at Amazon Advertising, one of the original retail media networks, commerce media networks are a newer phenomenon. Any business with first-party data, in addition to inputs from their connected media and brand sites, offering personalized advertising to their customers within their own ecosystem, as well as the digital ecosystem at large, would be considered in this category. An example of a commerce media network is a ride-sharing company that also offers food delivery, resolving signals from the customer's full journey, purchase and intent to deliver a personalized ad within their app while that customer is being driven from point A to point B. Commerce media networks have a rich set of diverse intent and transaction signals beyond just purchases at a single retailer that can be used to enhance the customer experience, as well as create value for advertisers. With these rich signals, a common ask we hear from commerce media networks is, we want to unify and protect our first-party signals while driving hyper-personalized experiences for our customers using ML and AI. We need technologies that allow us to protect our data while still providing utility to meet our business goals. And whether you're a commerce media network, or a similar persona in advertising and marketing, you have the challenge of not only creating but maintaining a strong customer data foundation that is unified and secure so that you can also keep up with technology advancements such as generative AI. For most large companies, customer data is fragmented and incomplete, residing in different data stores, channels, and applications. Connecting that data into a singular customer record is challenging and complex. Companies want to unify and connect their data with greater governance to protect consumer privacy, and increasingly do not want to move or maintain data outside of their own data lake or cloud environment while doing so. Unified customer profiles is the foundation for hyper-personalized experiences using ML and AI, allowing you to create that one-to-one experience with your customers tailored to their changing preferences. Companies want to create a unified, enriched 360-degree view of their customers, meaning not only the actions they take within that company's ecosystem, but adding on demographics, life stage behavior, where they go, what they buy, what brands they're loyal to. But many times the first-party data a company has on its customer is not enough to assemble that 360-degree view. And this is where you need a little help from your partners. Merchants, media companies, data providers, by using privacy-enhanced data collaboration to help you achieve that 360-degree view while also adhering to consumer privacy regulation. AWS Clean Rooms is an AWS service that enables 2 or more companies to match, analyze, and collaborate on collective data to generate new insights without revealing underlying data or moving that data from their own cloud environment. The service supports multi-party collaboration, source data on AWS, and newly announced this past Sunday, source data in other clouds such as Snowflake. We offer configurable member abilities such as who can run the analysis, receive the results, and pay, and fine-grained privacy controls, such as the join key, the type of analysis that's permitted, as well as minimum output using SQL or ML, all available via the console or the APIs. This past year, AWS Clean Rooms integrated AWS Entity Resolution, a sister service offering first-party data unification natively in AWS Clean Rooms. AWS Entity Resolution enables customers to match, link, and enhance related records using configurable rules-based matching, ML-based matching, or partner matching from companies such as TransUnion and LiveRamp. AWS Entity Resolution's rules-based matching, as well as LiveRamp partner matching, are now natively available in AWS Clean Rooms, giving our customers optionality on the join key that they want to use to scale that match aligned to their use case. So that complete customer view that is unified and enriched via partner data collaboration is a critical input that allows you to derive the value of generative AI. I'm going to now pass it to Adam to walk you through how to achieve that hyper-personalization using ML and AI with that unified and enriched customer data input.
Thank you so much, Shaila. To better understand how we can personalize customer experiences, it's helpful to zoom out for a moment and understand personalization in the context of the customer journey. First, companies want to know if a consumer is a prospect or a known customer. That makes a significant difference. Existing customers expect relevant, consistent, and engaging personalization across interactions and touchpoints. This starts when they discover your brand or products and offerings. It continues as they find the exact products or services that they need. They hopefully will then purchase your product, they'll use your product, and hopefully repurchase, loyalty. This is why it's so important to develop a unified view of the customer and use that as a driver with machine learning and generative AI to hyper-personalize experiences. Once you have an understanding of who a customer is, you can use that information with machine learning to make recommendations for products or content. And then, based on those recommendations, you can use generative AI to create tailored content across channels. Now we're going to deep dive into a use case. This shows a typical marketing campaign content workflow. We have customer data aggregation on the front end, a rules-based decisioning engine, and internal or external engagement platform. We often have relatively static marketing content and broad campaign segmentation. With this flow, it's really difficult to engage customers with relevant messaging. But now let's infuse this with machine learning and Gen AI for hyper-personalization. So here's a hyper-personalized marketing content generation pipeline. You can use Amazon Q in QuickSight to analyze data and support campaign decisioning making. You can use Amazon Personalized to segment users who are interested in a product. Then use Amazon Bedrock to generate personalized promotional content. In addition, you can use Amazon Bedrock guardrails to ensure that the content is compliant and well-governed. You can then deploy the output to your existing campaign platforms. Here's an example of an auto-generated, hyper-personalized email taking into account relevant input data such as user transactions, search history, and customer preferences. Note that the content in red has been personalized for this specific customer, including email title, promoted product, personalized product messaging, and benefits based on customer segment. This email also has the recognition of loyalty status, such as an offer of a discount or a call to action. Here's an example of a hyper-personalized concierge chatbot in travel. Here, the chatbot recognizes the customer's loyalty status and makes product recommendations based on customer preferences. Then, the chatbot offers customer-specific offers. Note the similarity to content personalization from the prior email marketing example. Regardless of the message or the channel, we can use hyper-personalization to understand individual users better and make generative AI smarter and more relevant to the consumer. So by combining a unified view of the customer in combination with machine learning and generative AI, we can create customized content and optimize it to the individual. We can personalize the customer experience. And very important, we can do this all with brand safety and content moderation in mind. To bring all of this to life in a customer example, and we do love our customer examples, it's my pleasure to introduce Sneh Agrawal from Grab.
Thank you, Adam. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sneh Agrawal, and I lead the data architecture and EDW teams at Grab. Today, I'm excited to share with you about the Grab Super App, our journey, key milestones, and the innovative ways that we're using technology to deliver exceptional services to our users. So what is Grab? Grab is Southeast Asia's leading super app, offering a wide variety of services, including ride-hailing, food package and delivery services, mobile payments, financial services. Our mission is to drive Southeast Asia forward by creating economic empowerment for everyone. We serve millions of users across the region, providing essential everyday services that make life more convenient and efficient. Grab had humble beginnings. In 2012, we started with one city, one country, primarily focused on providing reliable and safe ride-hailing services. Over the years, we've expanded our operations into 8 countries and more than 700 cities, becoming a household name in Southeast Asia. This rapid growth has been driven by commitment to innovation, customer satisfaction, and our ability to adapt to the evolving needs of our users. So the Super App itself is an ecosystem of 3 apps which operate seamlessly with each other. The first one is the consumer-facing app, where folks can avail all the variety of services we offer. We have the driver partner app for our drivers to service our ride-hailing jobs and the delivery jobs. And finally, we have the merchant app for our merchant partners to fulfill the delivery orders that we get. Our Super App success has been driven by a combination of increased spending by our users, orders, jobs, and earnings for our partners. We have built strong relationships with our consumers, merchants, drivers, enhancing income and earnings for everyone. By leveraging data and technology, we continuously improve our services and create value for the ecosystem. We have a wealth of data. Our data lake is 67 petabytes and increasing at a rapid pace. We add up to 100 to 300 terabytes a day. We serve 42 million monthly transacting users, MTUs, which gives us a vast amount of data to analyze and optimize our services. This data helps us gain insights into our user behavior, preferences, trends, enabling us to make data-driven decisions and enhance our offerings. So talking about Grab and AWS for a sec, Grab and AWS's collaboration goes way back. Grab was launched in 2012 as a born-in-the-cloud super app. Since then, we've been expanding our services, both in terms of expansion in countries, as well as the services we offer, all with AWS infra in the backend. In 2022, we migrated most of our data loads to AWS, and I'll talk more about it in an upcoming slide. We also got into the banking space in the same year. Last year, we started collaborating with some of our data partners using AWS Clean Rooms, and now we continue to innovate across AI, tech, and non-tech use cases. So the migration in 22. We migrated most of the data workloads, as I said. It involved 40-odd teams, 300 users, 5 applications, up to 4,000 workloads. What did it give us? It gave us operational efficiencies, cost reduction, both in terms of storage and compute costs, as well as for us to be able to reap the benefits of having a unified lake. Sorry. Okay, but there's more. We also have our own homegrown Grab Maps offering, which not only powers our apps, but also powers AWS's location services in all the 8 countries. We have Grab Defense, which is a fraud monitoring, detection, and prevention service. We have Grab for Business, where enterprises can get their employees to onboard with a business profile, eliminating the need for expense management. Talking about the banks, we have 3 banks in 3 different countries. We have GXS in Singapore, GXS in Malaysia, and Superbank in Indonesia. And finally, we have Grab Ads, our ads offering, which we'll talk about more in the upcoming slides. So Grab Ads began with basic fleet ads. We forayed into digital ads back in 2018. We launched food ads in 2019. To help scale this better, we launched our self-service merchant capabilities in 2020 and introduced more formats like video in 2021. A couple of years back, we transitioned into an auction and self-serve platform, and now we continue to further optimize our self-serve solutions. So what are the Grab Ads use cases? 3 broad buckets. Our merchant partners can manage campaigns, get promo recommendations, and personalized performance insights through our platform. We leverage our super app ecosystem to cross-sell services, reactivate potential churn customers, driving growth and engagement. And enterprises can run ad campaigns using our rich first-party data and the variety of solutions we offer, allowing them to reach their target audience effectively and efficiently. So we follow a hyper-personalized approach to serve our customers, mainly powered by 4 categories of features. The demographic information of our users, the purchase history, the frequency of transactions, services used, etc. Customer satisfaction, what do our users like or dislike, and engagement data, how often does a click come back to our app, as well as in the conversion funnel for different products. We put it through our ML and ETL pipeline to do end-to-end feature engineering, model training, inferencing, and storing it back into the AWS data lake for users to use it, hyper-personalized. When designing this architecture, there are 3 main considerations that we take into place. Accessibility. So while taking data security into consideration, we also want analysts to be able to access the data as and when they need it for their different projects. Scalability. With the huge volume of data and users that we have, there is always a need to ensure we have models that not only support the volume of users, but also can have the speed to predict fast enough. And reusability. The feature, once created, can be used for a plethora of use cases. Talking about the outcomes that we see from this approach, we are able to provide differentiated services to our users based on whatever persona they fit into. Prioritization, so we are able to prioritize which services are more relevant to a particular user. We're able to upsell and cross-sell our services. We're able to quantify customer experience to help product roadmap and understand the pain points within Grab. And lastly, we're able to define a customer journey by quantifying it, and this helps us do product road mapping and understanding the pain points that exist within Grab. So we utilize our rich first-party data as well as external signals to validate our segments, ensuring the personalization efforts are accurate and effective. This approach allows us to tailor our services and marketing efforts more effectively, driving growth and engagement. And by continuously refining our segments, we can deliver more relevant and personalized experiences to our users. As shared earlier, we use AWS Clean Rooms for some of our data collaborations. Why do we do it? DCRs allow us to securely share data with partners without upfront physical data movement. This setup is easily configurable and ensures secure data sharing for overlapping data sets, enabling us to collaborate with our partners effectively. So this is how we typically use DCRs. Grab and the partner configure their respective tables or data sets in the collaboration that is to be performed. We run our analysis in the clean room and bring down the output back into our lake so that we can further. Okay, so we run our analysis in the clean room and bring back the output back to the lake, which then feeds into our customer profiles, further enhancing them. This approach helps us make the data available for our wider use cases, which can be serviced from our lake directly. No discussion today is complete without the mention of Gen AI. So without further ado, let's dive into how we are using Gen AI to enhance our operations and customer experiences. Gen AI has been a game changer for us, enabling us to streamline processes and deliver personalized content at scale. We will explore specific use cases and the impact of generative AI on our business. So broadly speaking, we've got 3 cases. We are heavily invested in Gen AI, and we are still striving to keep up with the rapid pace at which this space is evolving, and we will continue to do so in the foreseeable future. So the 3 broad buckets are, the first one being the Swiss Army knife, where we use it as a general reasoning engine, where the model performs multiple functions like translations, sentiment analysis, categorization, that previously had to be done by multiple specialized models. The second bucket is internal productivity, co-pilots, support agents, coding productivity tools for your IDs, things of that nature. And the last one is transforming customer experience. Next, I will talk about one of our LLM tools, which is to create marketing content at scale, and we call it Mystique. So Mystique leverages Gen AI to create engaging content for our users at scale. This tool has revolutionized our content creation process, enabling us to generate high quality content quickly. And before I talk about Mystique, I'll let itself speak about itself.
We made the process as simple as possible via drop-down menus and sliders. Just press generate, and that's it. Multiple versions of creatives across any touchpoint, just by filling in a familiar creative brief format. Zero prompt writing experience required. You might think of me as just another time-saving automation, but my real value lies in AI personalization. I can generate copy for any user segment, for any product, in any language, all in real time. And I can do this hundreds of times a day, thousands of times a month, 365 days a year.
Okay. So Mystique uses advanced AI models to generate personalized and relevant content for our user marketing campaigns. This includes everything from social media posts to email newsletters to push notifications, ensuring that our content resonates with our audiences. But the proof is in the pudding. Mystique has reduced content generation time by as much as 98.5%, allowing us to create content in a fraction of a time that it used to take. This effectively enables us to respond very quickly to market trends and deliver timely and relevant content to our users. Engagement rates among Grab users have gone up by 25 to 50%, demonstrating the effectiveness of the personalized content. So it's not just that we were able to create the content quickly, it actually gives us better results as well. By delivering content that resonates with our audiences, we deliver higher engagement and satisfaction. Merchant communications have gone up by 117% in engagement rates, highlighting the impact of the targeted marketing efforts. By providing personalized and relevant content to majority of our merchant partners, we can enhance our relationships and drive better results. So how does it work? Creative teams go ahead in the Mystique front end and set parameters like target audiences, content type, channel, guiding the LLM in content creation. Now this mimics the ways of working for our marketing teams, where this step was always needed. But now, instead of manual creation of the content after the step, the LLM does the work for them. This was key in getting accelerated adoption with minimal friction from the teams. Mystique then uses retrieval augmented generation to retrieve data from our databases, ensuring the content aligns with our personas, life cycles, and proven engagement styles. The LLM generates content, enriched with data inputs, user context, and historical metrics. Content is validated against our brand guidelines with feedback and from automated systems and human reviewers, refining the process. Validated content is then deployed across 11 channels, 12 personas, 9 life cycles, and 15 languages, which can be more than 17,000 variations. And lastly, performance metrics from the campaigns like click-through rates, conversion rates are tracked and fed back into the system to improve the future content. So here's what goes on behind the scenes. As shared earlier, our ML models generate user personas and user life cycles using a variety of data sets we have. The marketing team sets the parameters on Mystique front end to generate the content based on the campaign. They set the Grab voice. Does it need to be exciting, empathetic, etc.? The campaign brief itself. Select the user personas they want to target, who might be in a specific stage of their life cycle, and finally select the content types they want to generate. Banner ads, EDMs, push notifications, etc., etc. For example, if you look at the content sample in the center right, that is probably for promoting our saver offering for lower delivery fees for our price-sensitive customers. In this case, after putting in the brief, the marketer would have set the voice as exciting, selected the price-sensitive personas, which are office workers, students, families with kids, and selected push notifications as the content type. And that is where the magic begins. We have embeddings in our vector databases based on the hundreds of thousands of content pieces that we've generated over time. Mystique would take the inputs, perform a similarity search, retrieve the results, and feed it to the LLM to generate the content based on the requirements. There are two feedback loops which then kick in. The first one is on the bottom, which is a human in the loop process to validate the content and then either decide to fine tune by providing feedback and regenerate or just accept it. This helps us continually improve the content quality of the content being generated by Mystique. For example, with the same example, you see the term delivery fee being used. There was a campaign earlier where it might have generated just fee, but that could be misleading. At that point, the marketeer would have given the feedback that, okay, don't use fee, it's just fee by itself, but actually use delivery fee on a whole. So once that feedback is provided, for any future campaigns, it would use delivery fee and not just fee. The other feedback loop is the performance metrics. So Mystique also has embeddings for the historical campaigns and their performance metrics like click-through rates and conversion rates. Once the campaign is executed, the metrics will be fed back to Mystique for future campaigns. So how does it help? For example, we see various emojis in all of these notifications, but based on the historical campaigns, if we know a certain emoji works better than others, we would probably use the ones which work better. The final output is customized based on 3 different types. It could be user attributes, it could be user personas, and life cycles. So there's a lot more that we have done and we are still doing in this space. Did we get everything right? Definitely not. But we're learning from our experiences and we are continuing to innovate. The first one being internal learnings. Internal users' readiness to new technologies is a behavioral shift, which should not be underestimated. Effective change management is crucial for smooth transitions and successful adoption of these new technologies. This space is rapidly evolving and brings a level of skepticism along with it. Furthermore, since this is a relatively new space, we need to ensure providing teams enough ramp-up times for them to be effective. Not everything will work as expected. Being prepared for chaos and unexpected challenges ensures that we navigated uncertainties and drove successful outcomes. And finally, tooling. Empowering teams with the right tools and training enables them to adapt to new systems and drive continuous improvements. So the next one is personas. So Gen AI is for everyone and hence needs to be made available for different personas. You've got your low-code users who would just use simple LLM bots to address questions, tap into the company's knowledge base, things of that nature. You'll have low-code users who would create basic apps for specific use cases, which could be drag and drop, block code GUIs that you make available. You'll have high-code users who are advanced users who would want to create agentic workflows, providing hyper-templatized frameworks where engineers can hit the ground running instead of spending time provisioning and setting up the systems to get going. And finally, end users. Everything that we do is for them eventually. So we need to make the experience seamless yet rewarding for them. Lastly, stuff happens. Consumer-facing behavior is very nuanced and is very hard to predict. We need to anticipate and measure objectively. Hallucinations and latency. New tech does bring its share of issues, as in the case of LLMs, it's latency and hallucinations which bring problems for real-time use cases. And finally, bold bets versus status quo. So taking bold bets versus maintaining the status quo is not an easy trade-off to make, but at some point you got to make the bold bets. So in conclusion, our journey has been marked with valuable learnings that have shaped our approach to innovation and growth. By focusing on internal learnings, understanding personas, and being prepared for stuff that happens, we can continue to drive success and create value for our users and partners. Thank you for your attention and look forward to connecting with folks who have similar use cases or just want to have a chat. I will now hand it back to Sheila for a quick wrap-up.
Thank you so much, Snee, for sharing some of the transformative things Grab is up to and the improved business efficiency you're seeing as a result. So just in the last couple of minutes, I'm going to leave you with a few key points that we covered today. The first is commerce media networks have rich and diverse signals that can be used to enhance the customer experience, as well as create net new business value from advertiser investment. The second is companies like Commerce Media Networks benefit from unified and enriched customer data, creating a strong data foundation to build business value through hyper-personalized customer experiences. And lastly, AWS Generative AI. It'll help you create those hyper-personalized customer experiences through offerings such as creative generation, such as Sneh walked us through, or interactive chatbots when used with a strong data foundation and inputs. AWS has the infrastructure, tools, and applications to support your AWS Generative AI exploration, testing, and productionalization wherever you are in your journey. Here are some resources on the AWS offerings that we covered today. QR codes for an AWS migration assessment, as well as ways to get connected to an AWS Clean Rooms or AWS Generative AI expert. And on behalf of Sneh, Adam, and myself, thank you so much for your time and attention. Don't forget to take the survey, as we're always looking for ways to improve future content. Thank you.